agreements. Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill into law, which now essentially does away with what is known as permanent alimony. Reporter Eric Waxler tonight has more on what the changes really mean.
What's up, YouTube? Today we are covering how the feminist movement might actually, or most likely, will cause a foreclosure wave now that there's no more permanent alimony here in Florida. And let's be honest here, if this is happening in Florida, it's most likely going to be happening everywhere. And I'd like to start out with this by saying, hey, we all know that here in the West, single women make up the majority of property owners. We all know that. However, let's ask ourselves this question. What percentage of those single women who own properties are paying for those properties with permanent alimony? Let's find out.
Camille Malone, 5-ish, says the recent change to Florida's alimony laws has her wanting to change her allegiance.
Well, I'm really disappointed because I'm a Republican. I voted for Governor DeSantis, and this makes me very sorry that I did.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill that does away with what's known as permanent alimony. A group known as the First Wives Advocacy Group is among those strongly against the new law, saying it puts older women in a situation that will cause financial devastation. Camille, who was married for more than 30 years, says she agrees and made concessions in her divorce based on getting alimony for life.
They don't give it out very often. It's a very rare occasion when they do give it. It's a long-term marriage. The spouse.
Okay. Senior single women do not like the idea of no longer having permanent alimony. Let's face it, they do give us a lot because women happen to be the biggest abusers of alimony. They are. That's just a fact. But also, let's be honest here, everybody. If you're a single woman of senior age, like this lady is, I got news for you. You had every single opportunity imaginable to get your finances in order so you wouldn't need to be using permanent alimony as a retirement fund. You really did. If you don't have your finances in order by now, hey, it's your fault. It really is. It's not the fault of the man anymore. It really is not. It's the fault of your own laziness. It really is.
That is seeking it usually has never worked. Outside of home, that is, because working in home is work.
Those in favor of the changes says permanent alimony forces them to work long past the age they wanted to retire because they had to make those payments. The law also allows ex-spouses to see modifications to alimony agreements when they want to retire.
The court is always going to start with need and ability. That has not changed.
St. Petersburg family attorney Nicole Perlman says she's getting lots of calls from her clients wondering what the changes really mean.
So it doesn't matter if there's a difference in income or you are married for 20 years. If there's no need, there's going to be no alimony.
The statute was also amended to force the court to reduce or end alimony if the person getting alimony is in a supportive relationship, and that does not have to be a marriage.
A lot of people in their heads think, oh, well, I'm not going to marry this person, so I get my alimony still. But that's not the way it works, and that was the way it was forever. The statute just put that in writing.
Camille has been fighting these changes for a decade and says the new law will only line the pockets of lawyers and the already wealthy.
And the rest of us, the older women here.
It's also going to help out passport bros and the women we're marrying from overseas. Because let's be honest here, everybody. The women who want permanent alimony for their entire lives, we're talking about single women who are property owners that are, well, very overly vindictive to the extent where, let's face it, they're not going to listen to real estate agents when they tell them, hey, now that you lost your permanent alimony, you no longer have the luxury of time on your hands anymore. These passport bros and the women they're marrying from overseas, they do have the luxury of time on their hands. They are fully self-aware of this, and they're going to use that leverage to take your property one way or another, even if it's to the extent where, hey, IRS is going to come knocking on your door, or the banks come knocking on your door and saying, okay, we're reclaiming the property now, and we're going to give it away to the very first passport bro who comes into the auction. Yeah, that's how it was going to work. And the biggest irony of this entire situation is that that situation could have been avoided if these women have actually chose to commit to the marriage contract they signed, which they did not.